Alright, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. This is a brand new headset I got for Christmas, so let me know if I'm too loud or too quiet, and I can fix that. Um, Hello. Okay, that was a not very cool, smooth transition. I gotta work on that. Maybe I can work on that. Usually I'm live streaming on the gaming channel, so I don't really do a lot of streams here anymore. I'm gonna mute this music though, because that's gonna bother me this entire time. Um, anyway, hope everyone had a good Christmas holiday. This is kind of just a live, just kind of chat and update on the Mark 7. I originally intended this as a video. I took like 11 takes of this video, and I hated it every single time. So I figured I would jump on here and do like a live chat, Q&A, whatever this turns into. Um, I might be in and out throughout this, I will say. We're having company. My sister's boyfriend is flying over from the UK. It should be landing within the next few minutes, if not already landed. So I am in charge of putting dinner in the oven. So I may be in and out during this time while they're doing their thing. So yep, that's what's going on today. It's a very busy day. It's obviously also the day after Christmas. I didn't get as much work done as I wanted to today. I wasn't feeling well majority of the day. I'm only just now starting to feel a touch better, but yeah. So that's not what you guys are here to talk about, though. You obviously are here for the GTI as a whole and what's going on with that whole thing. I figured it'd be better to do this live. Where I can keep a cup of water on standby, which I can't really do in videos, and hopefully not take a bazillion takes, and I can answer questions about it. I can, chat with you guys, get opinions on things and stuff like that. Which was kind of the whole idea for this, just to be like a big like talking whole kind of thing. I'm going to do a handful of things right now. My phone is probably on the verge of overheating, but I'm because it's plugged into a fast charger. But I'm gonna try to share this live. I'm also gonna check the audio, so I'm gonna apologize for any echo. My phone is probably on the verge of overheating, but because it's plugged into a fast charger. Okay, sound good. That's good. Sound check is good. Going to do this. I'm going to post it in my group chat with my friends. And then I'm going to post it in the Discord server. You guys didn't know this channel has a Discord server, and you guys should go check it out. It is most of the time linked in the description of things. I don't know if it's linked here. I do not know. But if it is, if you guys need it, it's also in the like bio section of the channel. Or in the where all the other social media links are. You can find the Discord server's links. So yeah, I always want to stress that out. If you guys want to join the Discord server, it's there, and you guys are more than welcome to jump in and hang out with all of us. It's probably one of the easiest ways to talk to me like specifically about things is through the Discord server. Um, so yeah, that's kind of that. If you guys haven't, just go and check that out. This mic is also very sensitive. I've noticed it's like I don't know. Is it picking up the squeaking? My pedal box or my sim squeaks. So anyway, I see a couple of you are in here now watching, so I guess we'll go ahead and start for the archive's sake on what this whole stream is about, and it's kind of just a live stream style update on the Mark 7 as a whole. Obviously, I haven't been posting about it a ton lately. Most of the videos I've posted in the last month or so have been based around like other things I've been doing. I just, a couple weeks ago I drove a GT3 RS, which was, a bucket list item for me. And, unfortunately the weather wasn't really permitting for a whole lot of fun, but I was able to have a little bit of fun with it. One thing I wanted to comment on, and there was something that happened in the video that I did comment on in the video, but didn't like after that, was the fact I actually started off in manual mode with the car. I was trying to get the most enjoyment out of it, and I was driving it, and the guy was like, "Are you in manual mode right now?" And I was like, "Yeah," like thinking like, "Okay, and and apparently that was against some sort of rules that I was completely unaware of. No one told me about it, so I popped it back over into drive, and I was like, "That kind of blows." But outside of that, I mean, I was just like, I did not know that was a thing. But uh, outside of that, it was a bucket list experience, and as I said in the video, it was such a fun time and it is something that I would do 100 times over. And I'm so thankful that my girlfriend paid for that experience for me for our anniversary. That was a great gift. Probably one of the best anniversary, if not the best anniversary gift that I've ever gotten. So I'm very thankful for that. We also did the video like doing VCDS of Ron's RS3. That was also a fun video. I love that car. I am very jealous of Ron of that car, and he knows it. I have pointed out to him on several occasions that that RS3 is like one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. Um, am I ever gonna get one? Maybe when they're cheaper, because right now with all the other stuff I want to do in life, I cannot front the money that he does a month on that car. And it's not like he's like got a bad credit score or anything like that. Like he is very meticulous about like his credit and stuff. So I mean, they're just a very expensive car every month. So, and he put a pretty good down payment on the thing, but I can't spend what he spends a month on that car. That's a little bit more than I would like to spend. And that that's just differences in circumstances. He's happy with it. And I'm jealous of it for crying a lot, but that's a little bit more than I want to spend every month. But um, he's very happy with the car, and I'm very jealous of that car. And like I said, if they were cheaper, I'd buy one. I'd buy one in a heartbeat, but it's just not in the cards right now. Um, that was just a really fun video in general. I mean, now that's crazier is just after that video was filmed, maybe like 2 days after that video was filmed, he came by, and it was meant to be a secret from everyone we know. It was like, I bought a tune. Let's tune it, and I was like, cool, what you got? And he actually got a hold of a Z034 map of their stage 1 E85 stuff, which is like really crazy. And it's a really fast car now. It's scary fast. I've driven it a handful of times since then, and it's been like mind-blowing how fast that car actually is. It's ridiculous what kind of experience that RS3 gives you. Um, I notice that no one's watching right now, but I'm just for archive's sake, since this will be archived as a video after the fact. Um, from there, I mean, there's not been a lot of content in the Mark 7, and that's been by design. I mean, the car really hasn't done much outside of just move a little bit. I drive it a little bit. I work from home now, so it doesn't go out a lot. But when I do take it out, I try to stretch its legs a little bit. Obviously, I'm still stuck on this base map, and that's kind of where this whole thing came from. This whole idea of doing the video and then doing the live stream all came from. And, it's just very frustrating, this whole situation right now. And I'm going to get into that. So yeah, I mean, the mods have been on a hold for a multitude of reasons. If you guys didn't watch the therapy POV drive video I did not too long ago, I mentioned I left my job, and that was like a blanket statement. I didn't really go into detail on what exactly I did. So I'm really not unemployed. I left where I was at my at the courthouse I worked at, but technically this entire time I've been considered a freelance court reporter, meaning I take work from clients and do that. I am my own person. I don't work for a specific company. I just kind of do my thing. And technically, if you were to break it down, I really wasn't. I legally and physically was not an employee of the courthouse I worked at. I was effectively a contracted freelancer. And I wasn't even contracted. I wasn't even that. So, I mean, it was a verbal agreement that I covered. I did their work. So yeah, I see. I'm new here. I wanted to ask how much horsepower does your Golf have? So right now, on the base map, we estimate about 350 to 360, but that is obviously going to change. As I mentioned earlier about this whole tuning thing, I'm stuck with that. The car's capable of at least 450 on its current setup. It's just not tuned there right now because my tuner will not answer emails. Don't know why. He just won't answer emails. I've been waiting a month for the first revision off the base map that would turn it up. But technically, right now, as it sits, it's between like 360 to 380 range, and that is because it's tuned so conservative on the base map tune. But, it'll get faster. It's just not where I want it to be at all. Like, I want at least 400. Like, as long as I can hit that 400, I'll be happy. And it won't take much. So that's why I'm, like, really frustrated about that. Like, I've been sitting here for months, like, without that. But, yeah, that's kind of been that. I guess that allows a good segue into the whole thing, what's going on, and give you guys the update on the car for archive's sake and anyone wanting to listen to this. This whole spiel I'm about to go into. Um, Kind of recap, wastegate duty cycle issues have been really plaguing this car ever since we installed the hybrid, the Mamba 371R. I have replaced about $1,000 in parts unrelated to the turbo build. Between the essential stuff I got for the turbo set, the intercooler, the high pressure fuel pump, and the turbo itself. Like outside of those three parts, I've spent $1,000 just in replacing stuff. I bought the blaze intake. I bought I bought the replacement diverter valve and the replacement PCV system, and none of those things outside of the blaze. The blaze did do a lot. The blaze actually dropped our duty cycle by about 17%. Down to like 73%. It's like 89, 90%, somewhere in there, and now it's 73. So big win there alone. I mean, that itself was a huge decrease from where it was before. My tuner still was not happy with that. He wanted it to be, a bit lower than that. I've spoken to a handful of other people about what possible causes remain. One of which I won't have to spend any money on. The other one I'd have to spend a lot of money on. So I'll start with the cheap option first. That's free. I mean, it's so cheap, it's free. How about that? I spoke to a guy named Boopnik on TikTok. He's got a Mark 7R that was also running a Mamba 3071. And he's run into the issue of he's not he wasn't running the issue, but he emailed me yesterday or messaged me yesterday. Regardless, my brain's not working at the moment apparently. He messaged me yesterday and said that it could be my wastegate voltage and asked me what my wastegate's set to. I said 3.6. That's because that's what people running on the Vortexes. That was the common, that's your voltage if you're running a Vortex. And he said that some people with Mambas have had to push to 4.1 volts to get their duty cycle under control and get everything right. So that's something to look into. I may try that. I may double check it this weekend with my friends. We're doing a New Year's Eve party here, so I'm going to figure out all that stuff, and we'll maybe check it then when we have some free time, and get an idea of if that could be an issue. Hopefully the weather allows us to at least get a data log in to check that out. That's been another issue about data logs in particular. Every weekend it's rained, and I work during the week, so it's really hard for me to find time to just go out and do a random data log. So it's rare that I actually am able to do it. I think I've been able to do it on lunch once. So, and that was the most recent one I did. And then the other one, I talked to another guy on TikTok. His name is Marks. Marks, as in Marks 7R. And he also has a Mamba 3071. He got his around the same time I did. I think all three, me, Boopnik, and Mark 7R, got ours at the same time. And he had some duty cycle issues as well. He got the blaze intake not too long after I did. His dropped to where his tuner was happy. And I actually corresponded with his tuner through him. And he determined that it could be my catback. That's actually the restriction here, which is crazy to think about because my exhaust is not restrictive at all. I mean, it's a Borla S-type, and the only thing that could be restrictive about it is the fact it's a 2.5-inch system. It's not a full 3-inch, or some people are even running 3.5-inch catbacks on these cars. The car is catted, but everyone has said the only way the cat would be an issue here and cause a duty cycle increase is if the cat was damaged. So, and it's obviously not damaged. The car is running fine, and we're not seeing any signs of cat damage. I think the only way we would be able to find out is if we physically took it off the car and looked. But all signs point to that being completely fine. That's why I did not physically check it yet. And I had the opportunity. I did an oil change recently and everything. I could have easily just popped it off the downpipe and the mid pipe and all that stuff and taken a look. But I opted to talk to my friends about it. They know this kind of stuff, and they checked the car out outside of that and said that it behaves too normal for it to be a catalytic converter issue. So that leaves really just those two things. I do not feel like spending a ton of money on a catback. And Mark 7R's tuner, who's a Simos Tools tuner, meaning he has a lot more at his disposal than Cobb, even said that the 73% duty cycle that I have right now is while it's higher than most tuners would like, isn't bad enough to where it could be an issue. And that, cranking it up like the 2 or 3 pounds of boost it needs to hit my goal for what I intend to do with this car, that 400 horsepower mark, probably will not put it over 80% duty cycle. So I don't know what's going on with that. And like I said, I can't get any responses out of my tuner. And if I didn't spend so much money between buying the Stage 2 software and then getting the custom tune after that, when I bought the hybrid, I would be totally fine with jumping ship somewhere else. If this is in the situation I was when I went Stage 2, I would have completely changed course. But I'm not in that same situation now. It's obviously been a very long time since then, and, different turbo, different things. Like, it's not the same scenario that I was in before, so it obviously makes it a lot more frustrating, a lot more difficult to just dump everything and jump ship, because that's effectively throwing away, what is that, like almost $1,400 that I've spent on the car, just throwing it down the toilet. So I don't want to do that. I just want this tuner to tune the dang car. So I'm waiting on a response in terms of that. I've been waiting for over a month now. It's been almost a month and a half, and that's been very frustrating, very anger-inducing in a way. I don't want to start drama. That's why I haven't gone above my tuner's head to the heads of the company. It's why I've not put the company on blast, trying to throw shade and ruin them and run them in the ground and just completely trash them. I mean, I'm wearing their merch, for crying out loud, on a live stream, talking about how they're making me upset. Like, that should say enough that I still support this company, and I will continue to do so. I'm not happy with where things are right now in terms of this whole debacle with my tuning, but at the same time, I also, want to support this company still and continue to support them. I mean, they are the kings of the 2-liter platform and the MQBs for a reason. They dominate this stuff. This is their bread and butter, and that's why I'm like really hoping that, at worst, I've just gotten really unlucky every time I've emailed him, and I've just somehow find my way to get jumbled up in the mess of emails he probably gets, because EQT only has a couple of tuners, so you really get one of, I think, 3 or 4 dudes that tune these cars on their team, and so they're probably very busy. So I'm trying to give the benefit of a doubt for that, but I mean, if this doesn't change soon, I may have to, contact the owners, and I don't want to do that, because the last thing I'm trying to do is cause unnecessary drama. So, I'm just kind of at a standstill because I've been, left off the hook for over a month. My fear is that EQT's 120-day policy has somehow got me whitelisted from this whole thing, and I really hope that's not the case, because like I've said, I've spent so much money between my Stage 2 Flash Tune, my OTS software, and the custom tuning now. I'm going to take a sip of water. My throat's hurting from talking so much. Okay. Like, I've spent almost $2,000 in terms of just on software and the doggone access port alone. I'm not really keen on just jumping ship. And I'm not keen on also paying for it a second time, because EQT's 120-day policy is after 120 days, if there's no correspondence, you have to start over, and you have to buy your tune all over again. And I do not want to be in that situation. And difference is, people are doing that and actually having that used against them aren't corresponding with their tuners, whether it be, any of the 4 guys on the team. My watch is trying to mess around. Sorry, got a text. Want to read it. Like, any of the 4 people that tune these cars. I forgot what I was actually talking about. I lost my train of thought, guys. Sorry about that. Like, I don't want to go above people's heads and start unnecessary drama. I just hope that, okay, I remember now. It was the 120-day policy. People, most of the time that takes effect is people are buying the base map and running, and they're just driving it like normal, and they're beating the sound of the cars. They're going on racing people on the base map, And of course, these are the kind of people also that blow the cars up and blame the car, thinking, "Oh, well, I just got a piece of junk Volkswagen." When the reality is they got an unfinalized tune, went and beat the snot out of it, got mad they were losing to people, and blew up the car trying because they were on a base map. It's not meant for that. So that's also why it seems like I don't do a lot with the car lately because I've been on a base map. I missed out on a dragon trip. I missed out on a day trip with my girlfriend recently. We traveled up to Tennessee and went to the aquarium up there. I didn't drive for that either. I really only drive when I have to. Like, I haven't been able to, outside of a handful of instances, drive the car for fun. And even then, I'm not pushing the car very hard because it's on a base map, and I don't want to lose an engine that would cost 10 grand to replace. I really care about that car. So I mean, it's just been a very frustrating situation. And like I said, I mean, if for some reason that happened and they aren't willing to not make me pay extra to start over, like if it's just a situation where it's like, oops, I don't know why that happened to you. Let's keep on where we left off. That'd be one thing. But I highly doubt that's not the case. That's the case with me. Like I said, I'm gonna have to step out for a quick second, so give me just a moment to go get dinner rolling because I'm in charge of dinner tonight. So I'm gonna cut this off. You guys are gonna see a picture of my car for a minute. I think which one is this? Is it this one? There we go. Yep. All right. Stare at this whole picture of the Mark 7 for a couple minutes while I go handle this. I will be back. I'm gonna put some music on. Okay, apologies for that. Like I said, my sister's boyfriend just landed. They're on their way back home, and I am in charge of handling dinner for the night. So I apologize for that, having to run out. I will have to do it again in about 10 minutes. So, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, I mean, this has just been a very long, ongoing thing. I've already determined who my next tuner will be in the event that the 120-day policy has hit me for some reason and whitelisted me or blacklisted me, whatever term is best fits the situation. And they don't wish to just pick up. It'll more than likely be TVS. TVS, they have a U.S. arm that is ran by a friend of Kaysen's. I've met on one or two occasions. He's been wanting to tune the car anyway. So in the event that the 120 policy takes effect, has taken effect on me, and that's why I'm not getting a response, despite the fact that I've given correspondence and I'm not trying to run off with the base map. then I will do that. Obviously, like I said, I don't really think that's the number one reason I haven't been getting responses. I think the main issue has been just the fact that they've just been busy, but at the same time, it's also just excruciatingly annoying that this is even something I have to deal with. So I really don't know the best answer to that. It's just, it's a very frustrating experience. Um, so hopefully it will, clear out soon, and it won't be an issue I'll be dealing with for much longer. I would like to really have the car dialed in before Wookiees in the Woods. That's kind of the main goal for the car in general. So yeah, I guess that's kind of a rundown. I see no one's watching, but for archive sakes, this will be archived to video. And I've said that a couple times. Um, that's that on the hybrid turbo wastegate duty cycle stuff. So about other stuff, what's coming for the car in 2024? Now, a handful of things are kind of on the cards that I want to do with the car in 2024. The main thing is the Mark 7.8 project idea. That's something I spoke about in the last upload I did on the car. I think it was the last upload I've done on the channel in general. I wanted to do this project and kind of give elements of the Mark 8 to the Mark 7 that I have. Most notably, the steering wheel. I think there was something else. There was the like a digital cluster swap. There was possibly the bigger screen, and obviously the idea of wrapping the car. Now I did a poll on this, and last time I checked, Nardo Gray was winning. So that might be the option there. That's the color I intended to buy the Mark 8 I was going to order in, and that is something that would probably be just a nice thing. Obviously, the badges as well are also in the running for that as well. Monetization is enabled for this stream, and I was intending to keep it that way, but I'm actually going to disable it right now because why not? I would rather you guys enjoy this stream than watch ads for a while. So I'm going to disable monetization now. So that's done. So you guys shouldn't be getting any ads right now. But yeah, like the Mark 7.8 project will be starting at some point in 2024. It's a pretty simple project that hopefully will not have as many snags as the hybrid turbo project did. The goal is to just kind of enjoy the car. Once this whole tuning debacle is finished, like I was talking about for the last like 30 minutes now, or portions of the last 30 minutes, talking about the whole tuning debacle. And I can enjoy the car performance-wise, I want to get back in and do stuff cosmetically to make the car more my personal taste. The car, for the most part, looks like a stock GTI, with the exception of, obviously the headlights and taillights, which I'm going to talk about the taillights in a minute because that is actually something that sucks. I mean, the car's lowered, obviously, but we also, my watch is going berserk over here, so apologies. Got the wheels, but like outside of that, the car looks mostly stock. So outside of the Mark 7.8 project, I do want to get some other nice touches to give the car a bit more of a cosmetic flair. I don't think I'm going to put another front lip on the car, just because I don't want to make it even more unusable on like pulling in driveways and going over speed bumps. I had a front lip on the car. I almost ripped it off at stock ride height trying to get into a gas station. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep the car with no front lip. But more than likely, I will do some sort of spoiler, whether it be just a spoiler extension to kind of go for more OEM plus. I also thought about getting a TCR style spoiler, more, I guess, of a wing than a spoiler. And that would also make the car look better. And obviously, diffuser. I'd really like to have a diffuser. And that's kind of really the extent of what I would do. Maybe some side skirts too, just to add on. But that's kind of the extent of what I want to do cosmetically with the car. I mean, the car is almost at the point where it's finished anyway. And the focus is just going to be on just keeping it running and enjoying the car for a while. I would like to get another project at some point, but really it looks like that the only way that that will happen is if I get my own place in the next year and a half. I have been consistently barred from doing it here while I still live with my parents. So that's like one of the only reasons I want to move out. Like, I have a great relationship with my family. Financially, it makes more sense for me to stay here. but I plan on getting married in the next year, and that obviously will constitute me moving out. And I want to get another car. I really want a project. I want something, unique and different from what I've experienced thus far. I really want to get a manual car. I really want a VR6. That's kind of my two main things. I want a manual VR6, which doesn't leave me with a lot of options without spending 30 grand right now because of the innate insane costs of the Mark IV or 32 now. They're getting very expensive. Um, so I'm thinking honestly, the winner will be like an Audi A3 3.2 because I also want an Audi. Like I have two friends with Audis. Like why not join in some extent? I mean, obviously the Mark 7 shares a lot of its stuff with the Audi A3 and S3 and some very spaced out elements of the GTIs and the Golf Rs are shared with the RS3s, aside from the chassis. So I mean, there's like door handles and stuff like that. Materials are probably the same between the two. And that's what I mean. Um, so like there's some elements of Audis that are in the MQB Mark Sevens and stuff like that, but I do want to have a car with the four rings on the front. And the A3 3.2 fits the bill for almost all of my criteria. I want something that has a bit of a dynamic chassis, just like my Mark 7. I want something that's all-wheel drive. I want something that's got a VR6 in it, which heavily restricts my options to a handful of cars from Volkswagen and Audi, and like one Porsche, like that being the Cayenne, which doesn't fit being like dynamic enough for me. I want something that's going to be a bit of a track rat. Seat time car for a road course, maybe eventually turn it into a full-blown time attack car or touring car or whatever. But currently the idea is to just get a fun, like, track rat kind of car. The only thing is it's not stick. And now there have been a handful of swaps on A3s, mostly on the 2-liter turbo models. Not really on the 3.2. There's not really a lot of documented swaps on that. But Mark 5 R32 swaps are becoming a bit more apparent, so I assume that will be, once that is, well, I mean, it's been figured out. There's a handful of them now, but getting them more figured out will allow me to easily do that swap myself with the A3, and that will fix the last remaining issue. Like I just really want a VR. I really want a VR. I really want an all-wheel drive car, and I would love for it to be an Audi. And obviously, at the end of the day, if there's a better deal on a manual Mark IV GTI 2.8, then I may consider that. But I have found a handful of A3 3.2s for good prices on places like Copart, and that's also something that would be fun to dabble in. Is can I save a car from death's door? I mean, Copart, you're at the point now where that car could be turned into a turned into a washing machine. So, being, the idea of saving a car from certain death in a way is kind of cool. So maybe that could be an option. Ron's done it twice. He's been able to save two cars from the Copart on his own, not including other cars. I think, I think his dad's done a handful of Copart builds. They love Copart at his house. So I have a good resource on where to go to get it certified and get the rebuilt title issued so I can register it and drive it and all that kind of stuff. So that might be an option as well. I've looked into R32s there as well, but they even there tend to command a bit more money than I would like to spend. There was a A3 I've already seen on there that just needed a front bumper, some headlights, and maybe a hood from the extent of the pictures I saw, where it would maybe be a $3,500 car because estimated retail is about $5,000, and Ron has said that they usually sell for about 60% of that estimated retail value. So that's like probably around 35 to $4,000, like 3,500 to $4,000. So, yeah, like that would be a fun project to do. Like I said, I'm kind of picky. I really want a VR. I really want all-wheel drive. Just something I can have fun in. You know, I've driven at Ron's RS3, and that alone sold me on like the all-wheel drive stuff. And I've ridden in Michael's S5 on a handful of occasions, including on Tail of the Dragon, and that was an experience in itself. And that those two cars are what made me really want something all-wheel drive. And of course, you guys know my original intent was to get a Golf R from the beginning anyway. So I mean, getting something all-wheel drive would be a blast. And so that's kind of my thought process on that, is to get an all-wheel drive car and enjoy it that way, and go out and have a ton of fun with my dream setup, a VR6 all-wheel drive manual car. Like I said, if I wanted to do that without doing any sort of crazy swaps, at least just the Mark IV R32 or a TT 3.2, and both of those, more so the R32 nowadays, you're spending big boy money, big money to get a hold of. So I'm thinking the A3 might be the better option, just because it's cheaper than an R32, even if I have to do the manual swap myself. But a lot of the parts can come from the TT, which hopefully will save on some costs. I think there's probably some elements from the R32 I could get. But getting them to bolt up isn't really the issue. It's more so the electrical side that appears to be the issue. But mechanically, getting the car to function doesn't appear to be an issue. It's more the electronics and getting the ECU to play ball that appear to be the issue. And luckily for me, I have VCDS, so I can do all that stuff. It just takes proper write-ups on doing that to really nail that idea. I think we might be close to the oven being ready for dinner. Let me check and see. I didn't set a timer. So let me check my texts. So yeah, that was about 15 minutes ago. So it's probably about ready. So I'm going to go and do that. So I'm going to step away again. So I apologize for that, and I will be back in a moment. All right. Apologize for that. We're back in now. Okay. So yeah, I think really there's not really much more I want to cover for this. This is meant to be kind of a short one, and I kind of anticipated having more people here to chat with in the chat, but outside of M Kiza earlier on the stream, that really kind of just wrapped that up. So I guess I may be calling it a day here, just to kind of wrap up for now. Hope you all enjoyed this short little stream. Hopefully this archive video also sheds some light on what's going on. Probably will check the wastegate at some point this weekend itself. Check, make sure bolts are tight, make sure, our duty cycle, or not duty cycle, our voltage is good, and adjust as needed to try to, get it dialed in better. So, all that said, hope you all enjoyed this stream. Please like and subscribe for more content coming soon. And let me know if it does the button thing. I hear some people, and I've seen this, people say subscribe in a video. Sometimes the subscribe button will light up. So if you're not subscribed and you see it, do that. Also subscribe, but let me know if the button lights up. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys later, and I will see you guys next time. Take care and have a great day.